All right, so I have a question. What do you see as the balance or boundary in a school's role for navigating external challenges that affect student family morale and engagement in the building? Oh, that's a great question. And I feel like there's so much that's happening externally that absolutely affects the life of the school, and it can affect both students and family morale. I think what's important is really just having conversations with faculty and staff about what's happening in a real way and the challenges that your school in particular is facing, because you want to make sure that you aren't assuming what the challenges are, but that you actually know what they are. And so there may be some things that you're seeing that is different from what the faculty and staff are seeing, but also different from what the parents are seeing. And it's really hard right now people are feeling a little hopeless, they're feeling a little burnout, they're feeling a little bit discouraged. There's lots of things happening in the world right now that can really bring down morale for people. And so what we want to try and do is just be a steady presence, right? As much as we can be, and offer support to families in a way that you can do in your community. And so that looks different for every community, and what those students or families need can be different depending on where you are in the country and what type of school that you have. I can't express enough the importance of just having places or opportunities for people to express their concerns. And so maybe it's a parent webinar or a Zoom meeting or places to gather on campus where people can have these conversations in real time so that you can get a sense of what's happening. But also tackling those things immediately, because sometimes we get into these meetings and people are like, oh, that's a great idea, and they get lost in the shuffle of school life, right? We're busy, everyone's busy, and then we don't follow through. So the biggest thing that I can say about this in terms of navigating these challenges and making sure that we are being supportive, if there is something that you said you're going to do and you have pledged and made that clear to the community, it's important to follow up and do the thing. In addition to that, once you've done the thing, I know this may sound redundant, but you also need to follow up to see if it landed in the way that it should. And so you want to make sure that we're not blowing through and assuming that we know, assuming how things should be rolled out without having conversations, whether it's your parents association, talking to your faculty members. All of these things are super important. And so having those conversations with those groups, maybe having some touch point surveys that are very short, 2 or 3 questions. Did this land well? Is there anything else that you need? Gathering that information and acting on it. That's where you build trust within the community.